a key political truth that we are being reminded of, an unfortunate political truth perhaps, but a truth nonetheless, is that politics in practice is not primarily about principles. It's about winning. And that is what the left is in to do. Joe Biden, in a rare moment of lucidity, admitted this just the other day when he was talking about the coronavirus and the response to the coronavirus. He said, the quiet part out loud, he said that this is a wonderful opportunity to exploit this coronavirus and fundamentally transform America.
And I truly think that if we do this right, we have an incredible opportunity to not just dig out of this crisis, but to fundamentally transform the country.
Fundamentally transform the country. If that phrase rings a bell to you, it's because that's the phrase that was used by Barack Obama. He said, we're about to fundamentally transform this country. It's part of the reason why we suggested maybe Obama doesn't love his country so much, is because you don't want to fundamentally transform things that you love. When I put my head on my pillow at night, lying next to sweet little Elisa, I don't say, okay, good night, honey. I'll see you in the morning, and then I'll just get back to fundamentally transforming you. I love you so much. I love you so much. I want to fundamentally transform you. I want you to be completely unrecognizable to me by the time I'm done with you. That's how much I love you. No, you don't. But the left doesn't love this country. They don't. That's why they're trying to rewrite the whole history of this country and say that America was evil and rotten from the very start. And the whole reason that this country exists was so that a bunch of evil bigots could defend chattel slavery. And they get Pulitzer Prizes for writing that in the New York Times. And they get applauded by the left for saying they're going to fundamentally transform America. That's what this is about. This is about winning, okay? And you can either allow the left to win and say, okay, you're right. You got it. I'll play by your rules. I'll play my role as the kind of curmudgeonly conservative who pushes back a little bit to give legitimacy to your ideology and to your regime. But ultimately, I'm going to suspend my presidential campaign. Ultimately, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to let you win. And then the system will move on. That's one type of conservative. Okay, you can be that kind of conservative if you want. Or you can be the kind of conservative that wins. And that's not always going to be nice, and you're not always going to get invited to the nicest parties, and maybe your grades are going to get hurt if you speak out too much at university, and maybe you're not going to get that promotion you wanted if you speak up around the water cooler at your job. But at least you will be accomplishing something. At least you will be fighting for something. At least you will believe in something rather than playing some clown role, some court jester role in an ideology that you pretend to despise. Listen, before we go, I saw this clip on CNN. It was Don Lemon, one of my favorite people on CNN. There are too many to count, but he's one of them. And Don Lemon has, let the mask fall a little bit in recent years. Initially, he was a little more of this serious newsman who was objective, and increasingly in recent years, he's just let that fall, and he's shown how much he despises not just conservatives, but this president in particular. He wants to fundamentally transform the country just like Joe Biden. Listen to this nasty monologue he gives about how much he hates Donald Trump.
What is it about President Obama that really gets under your skin? Is it because he's smarter than you? Better educated? Made it on his own, didn't need daddy's help. His wife is more accomplished, better looking. I don't know. What is it? What is it about him? That he's a black man that's accomplished, became president? That he punked you on the whole birth certificate thing? What is it about him? Just wondering.
You think that's kumbaya? You think Don Lemon, when he accuses President Trump of being a dumb, idiot racist who's married to this awful woman who's also dumb and an idiot and unaccomplished, and he doesn't like his wife and all this, do you think he's just talking about Trump, or do you think he's also talking to Trump supporters? It seems to me when the left goes after Trump, They're also going after the Trump supporters. Hillary Clinton made this clear, right? The Trump supporters are deplorable and irredeemable. Can't be civil with these kind of people, is what she said. That's not kumbaya. That's not okay, let's all just get along. I wish we could all get along. I wish we could all be nice. I wish that Donald Trump didn't have to be mean to Jim Acosta, okay? I wish that we could have a more elevated politics, a wittier politics. I wish we lived in a more graceful and elegant time. We don't. The left doesn't let us live in that time, because when you push them even just a little bit, that's what you get. That kind of attitude, that kind of talk from Don Lemon. The New York Times rewriting your history and saying the whole country is rotten to the core and we got to rip it all down. That's what you get when you push them. Those are the stakes. So how are you going to push back? You're going to play nice and pretend that it's all just fun and games and it doesn't really matter if you win? Or are you going to recognize that there really are stakes here and there really are things worth defending and we really do love our country and we really do love our countrymen, all of our countrymen, even Don Lemon. That's why we want to preserve a good country even for him, even for Hillary Clinton, even for Joe Biden. And sometimes you got to be tough to do it. Sometimes it's more important to be successful than to be liked. Hey, Michael Knowles here, and the fact is, a life of cigars and scotch does not come cheap. So please be sure to subscribe to the Daily Wire on YouTube, because I depend heavily on your support to continue this wonderful lib-triggering life. Thanks.